it going? This is your once a week, and if I can get to it, twice a week video for me, Rush the Truth. And today I'm going to talk about a story that I believe a lot of people, if not everyone, has already heard already. And I didn't want to jump on it too soon just because I know how things change in the media. Information changes. There's a lot of misinformation that's put out at first. A lot of evidence still being gathered. A lot of investigations still going on. So on and so forth. And I believe that's something that a lot of people should do. Yes, you can sure, report on it. But I want to wait until there's more for me to go off of. But in this instance, I'm going to touch based on something that a lot of you might disagree with, and that's fine. Hey, I have no problem with it. I just know I'm not blind like that. But I want to talk about this privilege that seems to be amongst the black community. I mean, heavily amongst the black community. And if you're not catching what I'm tossing right now, I'm talking about this case with these two Texas teens. One who is no longer here, and the other one who is the reason for the other one no longer being here. And I want you, of course, and everyone has said it, and I'm going to say it again. Imagine the roles being reversed. We would be seeing a different play out, a different outcome, a different a lot of different things going on, right? But this story has blown up so much that hopefully it plays in favor for the deceased, for his family, that they get justice. And for those of you who still might be not aware of what's going on, this is what we have. This is what I'm getting at. So again, I was going to hold off on even, or maybe not even say anything about this, honestly. But today there was a motion for it. A judge gave the murderer, suspect, they want to call him suspect, but he admitted that he did it, Carmelo Anthony, reduction in bail. All right. A Frisco, Texas judge's decision to release 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, suspected of murdering a fellow student at a track meet, has sparked powerful emotions, as it should have. All right. Anthony, a Frisco Centennial High School student, allegedly stabbed Austin Metcalf to death on April 2nd. Happened at a high school track meet, all right? So, on Monday, the judge reduced his bond from $1 million to $250,000. $250,000. Again, if the roles were reversed. So, you have this reduction, all right? Now, this is what this is the reason why the judge chose or decided to lower the reduction. So, of course, there were some stipulations, released on house arrest with an ankle monitor. They believed that the bond, that the $1 million was excessive. I'm sorry. I don't think you have a right to decide whether or not a murderer's bond is excessive. It doesn't even begin to be what was excessive was him taking a knife, which should not have been on school grounds. Weapons are prohibited from school grounds. What was excessive was his reaction to being shoved, to actually inciting some type of physical contact. Do this, and see what happens. Do that and see what happens. But then want to call it self-defense. No. What was excessive was this young man, there's a photo, right here, losing his life and dying in his twin brother's arms. Austin did not deserve to die. That was excessive. Carmelo received privilege, black privilege, because society today has told the young black youth that because of your skin tone, society, the white man, is against you, and nothing you say or do is going to help or save you. You can be doing the right thing and they'll still throw you behind bars. You can be minding your own business and the police are going to run up on you and arrest you for being black. That's the type of mentality these young black men or young black teens, because there's also black females who are they're being taught this. Anthony, he had a fundraiser going on, a fundraiser campaign that reached over $500,000. So that's half of his bond right there. Or $500,000, half of that will cover his bond. And then Austin is still no longer with us, no longer with his family, no longer seeking to achieve goals and greatness. Because this young black teen was fed all of this hate. I know he was fed all of this hate, because why in the world would you all of a sudden just blatantly just come out and just end someone's life? You were somewhere where you weren't welcome. You were at another team's tent, a rival team's tent. They asked you to leave. You refused. Why? Why won't you just leave? What are you owed? What do they owe you? They don't owe you anything. Why? Just because you're black, you feel like you should be treated and catered to? You were somewhere where you shouldn't have been. Now, some are saying that he wasn't supposed to be at the track meet, that he was suspended or whatnot. And if that's true, you still went there. You intentionally went there. You knew that you were at a rival team's tent. I don't know about y'all, but I don't feel comfortable sitting at a rival's spot, in a rival spot. People take sports serious. Competition is serious. And if you're over there causing a bunch of craziness, they don't want you over there. They want you out. That's literally that's the opposition. So he has made bond. Metcalf is still gone. So Anthony's defense attorney, Mike Howard, argued for the bond reduction, emphasizing his client's clean record. Is blood now. He has blood on his hands. Given that Carmelo has no prior criminal history, he's a criminal now. He fatally stabbed and killed someone in cold blood. Howard also claimed that Anthony is not a flight risk or danger to the community. He murdered someone in the community. The judge's decision to lower the bond and allow house arrest has infuriated Metcalf's supporters, exactly because he was granted privilege. This story blew up, and it probably blew up a lot more than it probably would have originally. Um, and originally in the beginning, Metcalf's father came out and spoke out and said that he did not want this to be about race. He did not want it to be played out as that. That he believed that it wasn't about race. That it was just what was right and what was wrong, and of course, what Carmelo did was wrong. Um, but that's unfortunately a lot of people don't believe that it was just a factor of right and wrong. That it was a factor of race. And I believe it was too, because again, we have a lot of young black teens out here with unchecked emotions. They've been taught that what I said earlier about the white man being against them, or society being against them because of them being black, feeling that they are owed something because of their skin tone. We got all of this talk about reparations. And the behavior is disgusting. I mean, like, they tell you don't discriminate against them, but then you see a lot of them out here causing a bunch of craziness. There's a story that broke out, a situation, a shootout actually, that broke out in South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, in a mall. A group of teens, young black males, engaged in an exchange of rounds. Okay, in a public setting, with innocent bystanders caught in the crosshairs, caught in the in the incident, caught between them. One of them was a mother pushing her young baby, her young child, in a stroller. She had to immediately dive and duck for cover, and she used her body to protect her infant. But look at who the judge is, all right? Judge Angela Tucker is the judge that has lowered Carmelo Anthony's bail. Here she is pushing and supporting the DEI representation agenda for judicial spaces back in 2021. We all know how horrible DEI is. We know that. It has done nothing but set schools, industries, workplaces, all of that back. During COVID lockdowns, when they were cutting jobs, a lot of the jobs that were cut were DEI jobs because they weren't pulling in any revenue. Let's see what this clip has to say.
I didn't see a female in my hometown that was an attorney until I was in law school, and went back to intern, and certainly not a person of color. And so now when we can have, summer interns come up, and they are every race, creed, color, gender, but they can see someone that looks like them on the bench, I think that is so beneficial because it's representation. And when they look at me, young kids, law students, whoever it is, I want them to say, if she can do it, I can do it too.
All right, so you saw that, you seen that and you heard that, right? Representation. I don't care what your skin color is. Are you good at your job? Are you a good lawyer? Can you help me avoid prison, especially if I'm innocent? Are you good at your job at being a surgeon? At performing this risky surgery? Are you good at that? I don't care about your race. Are you good at that? Representation of what? I would run. I don't care what your color is. Are you good at your job? And that's just sick. So Anthony's GoFundMe has brought in more than $400,000 already, enough to cover the new bond of $250,000. So, and I'm gonna close out with this. Black people need to stop just running to support any black person just because they're black. You did it with George Floyd. You did it with Breonna Taylor. You did it with Trayvon Martin, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And I do believe a lot of this happened because Obama put out the most infamous phrase: if I had a son, he be Trayvon Martin, or he looked like Trayvon Martin. And y'all ate that up. And ever since then, it has been ongoing, just constant, like just the black community just crumbling, just young black men just being reckless, females too. And then representation. Again, I could care less about what the heck you look like. And it's sad. It truly is. And I'm disgusted by it, truly. So let me know what you guys think. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Keep the truth going. Keep God first. And I'll catch you all on the next one.